Hi everyone, Olivia Reiner here for Packers News, joined by Tom Silverstein and Pete Dougherty, following the Packers' 31-0 loss at home at Lambeau. Packers cap off their season, losing to the Detroit Lions. Tom, I think we can expect to see quite a bit of change in the offseason. We already know Packers are going to be looking for a head coach. What should fans expect in terms of a schedule, sort of how things are going to work over the next week or so?
Yeah, I think starting tomorrow, Monday, Mark Murphy and Brian Gutekunst will start sending out requests to interview. They don't necessarily need permission, but that's sort of the protocol. You go to a team, say, hey, I want to talk to this guy. Can I talk to him? And, they have to. But there's two rules to keep in mind. One, if the guy is coaching for a wild card team or in the wild card round, they cannot talk to him this week. They have to wait till the following week to do it. If the guy's in a bye, if his playoff team has a bye, then they can talk to him this week. Anybody else who's out of the playoffs, they can talk to right away.
Okay, so there's some good rules to keep in mind. But before we get ahead of ourselves, the Packers have a coaching staff right now. They have an interim head coach. They have assistants, all of the good stuff that an NFL team must have. So how did the game today affect the odds of the current coaching staff sticking around?
I would think not sure what you think, Tom, but with Philbin, his odds probably weren't real good anyway. Maybe he was a fallback if they just didn't find anybody that they interviewed that they liked. But with the way today went, I would think that's pretty close to a fatal blow. I'm sure they'll still interview him. He wouldn't say when his interview is going to be after the game today. He wouldn't say, but you would think it would be this week. And I'm thinking back to '06 when Tom and I both went through this, and they hired a new coach. And I don't remember it taking very long to get McCarthy in here, maybe a little more than a week. And I wouldn't put a nickel on anybody right now as a lead candidate. I mean, McCarthy kind of came out of nowhere in that one. I think they're going to I'm guessing they're going to talk to guys until, they'll have an interview or it just hits them in the right spot and they'll say, this is the guy. And with all the rules Tom was talking about, that could be in 7 or 8 or 9 days, or it could be in, 5 or 6 weeks, depending on if the guy coaches in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. So would you anticipate there being a different timeline compared to the first time around when the Packers were looking for a coach in your time?
I think you want to do it fast because there's this huge competition for assistant coaches around the NFL. So all these teams that fire coaches, their assistant coaches are going to be probably available. And so the new coach wants to assemble his staff, and he wants the pick of the litter. You wait too long, you start losing really key guys. So I think they will try to wrap it up, but a lot of it depends. If there's a guy they're eyeing who's in the playoffs and they can't hire him until the Super Bowl, then they have to make a decision. Do we take our second choice, and he gets better assistants, or do we bank on that guy and hope for the best?
All right, well, Mark Murphy, Brian Gutekunst are going to be very busy people over the next few days. And, of course, we will be covering all of everything that's been going on, that will be going on over the next several weeks. So please stay tuned in to PackersNews.com. We will provide you with all of the updates that we have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We will see you next time.